someone had told me that one decision, just one decision I made in a hotel room in Lekki would turn my entire life into a living nightmare, I would have laughed. I would have said, I beg, shift Jerry. But as I stand here today, with everything I've lost, I know they laugh again. My name is Chisom, and this is how one abortion destroyed everything I ever loved. Before we start, if you've ever made a choice you regret, drop a comment. You are not alone. Now, let me tell you my story. 2022, Lagos was buzzing, and so was I. I was 25, working as a digital marketer for one big fintech company in VI. Money they come. I was living in a nice one-bedroom apartment in Aja, and my life, it dey pepper them. I had a boyfriend, Kachi, fine boy, tall, light skin. You know the type where all the girls they rush. He was working in tech, making his own money too. We were the IT couple. Our Instagram self was giving couple goals. But make I tell you the truth, our relationship wasn't perfect though. Kachi had this, how I go put am, this I'm the man, you must submit energy. Small thing, he go vex. If I post picture and guys comment fire emoji, it go turn to World War III. If I hang out with my girls without telling him exact time I dey come back, na quarrel. If I wear something he considers too revealing, he go give me silent treatment for days. But I loved him, sha. Or maybe I loved the idea of him, the idea of us. You know how Lagos babe dey reason. Fine boy, get money, we fit build empire together. My friends used to hype us. Chisom and Kachi, power couple, they'd say. I bought into that fantasy. Hard. We'd been dating for 2 years. 2 years of expensive dates at Knock by Alara, weekend getaways to La Campagne Tropicana, matching outfits for events. On the surface, everything looked perfect, but underneath, there were cracks I was too blind to see. Kachi was controlling, but I called it protective. He was possessive, but I called it loving. He made all the major decisions in our relationship, and I just followed, because that's what I thought love was supposed to be, until I missed my period in July. Omo, I remember that day like yesterday. I was in the office, middle of a presentation, pitching a new campaign to our clients, and suddenly, my stomach just turned. Not like normal stomach upset. This was different, like something was shifting inside me. My breast had been tender for days, but I had ignored it. I had been feeling tired, but I blamed it on Lagos stress. But that moment in the conference room, with everyone's eyes on me, I just knew something was different. I rushed to the bathroom, checked my calendar app, and my heart just dropped. 3 weeks late. I'd been so busy with work, so distracted with life, I hadn't even noticed. After work, I drove straight to Palms Mall. I bought 5 different pregnancy test strips from that Boots pharmacy, 5 different brands, because I needed to be sure. I couldn't trust just one. I got home, locked myself in the bathroom, and took all 5 tests, one by one. And I watched as each one showed those 2 lines, positive, every single one. All 5 staring back at me like they were mocking me. I was shaking, like literally shaking. I sat on that cold bathroom floor for almost an hour, just staring at those tests lined up on the counter. Kachi and I, we weren't ready. We never even discussed marriage seriously. Sure, we joke about it sometimes. When we get married, sha, our kids go find die. But it was always future talk, someday talk, not now talk. Kids? That was like 5, maybe 6 years away in our plan. First, we were supposed to grow our careers, stack more money, maybe buy a house, then marriage, then after enjoying married life for a while, then kids. That was the plan. A baby now? This wasn't part of the script. That evening, I called him. My hands were still trembling as I dialed his number. Babe, we need to talk. It's urgent. Talk about what? I dey office. We get deadline where we dey work on. Kachi, please, come to my place. I need to see you. Now. Something in my voice must have scared him because he agreed. He came to my place around 8 p.m., looking all relaxed. That confident Kachi swagger I fell in love with. He was even smiling, thinking, maybe I won't surprise him with something nice. Maybe I cooked his favorite soup. Maybe I had good news about a promotion at work. When I showed him the test results, all five of them lined up on the coffee table. The way his face changed, it was like I showed him a snake, a big python. His smile vanished. His whole body went rigid. Chi, what is this? How did this happen? We were careful now. Careful ko, careless ni. The thing don't happen, Kachi. What do we do? He started pacing my small living room, running his hands through his hair. I could see his mind racing, calculating, panicking, and that's when he said the words that would change everything. We can't keep it. You know we can't. My career is just taking off. Your job too. You're not married. What will people say? What will your parents say? Babe, we need to handle this quietly. Handle this. Like our baby was a problem to be solved, a stain to be cleaned, a mistake to be erased. For 2 weeks, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Food tasted like cardboard. My boss asked me if I was okay because my work was sleeping. I'd zone out in meetings, forget important deadlines. But how could I tell anybody waiting they worry me? Every time I touched my stomach, I felt this guilt, like something was already growing there, already living. I'd read online that at 6 weeks, there's already a heartbeat, a tiny, rapid heartbeat. That thought haunted me. Bokachi, he was relentless. Every single day, he'd send me links to clinics, articles about safe termination procedures, testimonies from women who had done it and moved on with their lives. Babe, I found one in Ikeja, very discreet. My guy's sister did S there. Nobody will know. They are professionals. Chisom, we can't let this derail our future. Think about everything we've worked for. Baby, please, trust me on this. We'll do this properly later. 2 years max. We get married. We plan for kids the right way. His pressure was constant. Morning texts, afternoon calls, evening visits. He wouldn't let me breathe. Wouldn't let me think. My friends didn't help either. I confided in my girl, Nneka. She's the one I tell everything. My day one, my ride or die. I thought she'd give me balanced advice, help me think clearly. But you know what she said? Chisom, babe, now you sabi o, but make we reason am. You won't carry belle for man, we never pay bride price. Wait till you go tell your mama, your papa. You know how your family be, strict, religious. They go disown you o. And catch yourself, you sure say the guy go marry you. Some men go promise you marriage when belle dey ground, but the moment you born, then go disappear. Babe, sometimes we have to make hard choices in this Lagos. I know they judge you, but think I'm well. Even my own mother, the one person I thought would understand, even if she'd be disappointed. I couldn't tell her directly, but I tried to hint at it. I asked her, very carefully during one of our phone calls, Mommy, what would you do if someone you know got pregnant before marriage? The way that woman's voice changed, it was like ice. Any girl wey carry belle outside marriage for this house, she go pack comot. Na disgrace. I no born disgrace. After all the training, all the home training we give you children, you won't come shame us for this Lagos. God forbid bad thing. That shut me up completely. I couldn't even continue the conversation. So there I was, trapped, pressured from every angle. My boyfriend, my best friend, my own mother, all the voices in my life were pointing in the same direction. Get rid of it. Handle it. Move on. Scared? I was terrified. But I felt like I had no choice. Like the decision had already been made for me, and I was just going through the motions. Kachi booked the appointment. Some clinic in Surulere. I remember he sent me the address on WhatsApp with a pin drop. He even paid the 150k upfront. Sent me screenshots of the bank alert, like he was proud of himself, like he was solving the problem efficiently. The night before the appointment, I had a dream. The most vivid dream I've ever had in my life. I dreamed I was in a bright, beautiful room, white curtains flowing in a gentle breeze, and I was holding a baby girl. She was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. She had my eyes, the same shape, the same deep brown color. She had Kachi's nose, that perfect, straight nose. Her skin was smooth like butter, and she had the cutest little fingers wrapped around my thumb. She was smiling at me, this pure, innocent smile. No judgment, no anger, just love. She was reaching for my face with her tiny hands, making those sweet baby sounds, and I felt this overwhelming wave of love wash over me. Love like I'd never felt before. Love that made me want to protect her from everything bad in the world. And then she just vanished, like smoke. One moment she was there, solid and real in my arms. The next moment, she was dissolving, fading away, and I couldn't hold on to her. I was grabbing at air, screaming, "No! Come back! Please come back!" But she was gone. I woke up crying, sobbing. My pillow was soaked. It was 3 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep. I stayed up, staring at the ceiling, feeling that emptiness where the baby in my dream used to be. But the next morning, I still went to that clinic because what else could I do? Everything was already arranged. Kachi was already on his way to pick me up. The money was paid. The appointment was made. I felt like I was on a train that I couldn't get off. The place wasn't even like hospital. It be like one bukateria where then just convert. You know those old buildings in Sulere? Narrow stairs, peeling paint, that musty smell. That's where we went. The doctor, the man smelled like ogogoro and cigarettes. His white coat had stains on it. The room was cramped and dark, with just one small window. The examination table looked like something from the 1980s. There was no receptionist, no proper waiting room. Just this man, one nurse who looked fed up with life, and equipment that I'm not even sure was properly sterilized. But Kachi was there, holding my hand, telling me it's going to be fine. After this, we move on. We get married in 2 years. We do this thing properly. I promise you, babe. This is just a small setback. We will have plenty of kids later. I wanted to believe him so bad. I needed to believe him. Because if I didn't, I don't think I could have gone through with it. The procedure took about 30 minutes. The pain, I no fit even describe them. It wasn't just physical pain. It was like my body was fighting against what was happening. Like my womb was screaming, "No, stop, what are you doing?" The doctor didn't give me enough anesthesia, probably to save cost. So I felt everything, every single thing. I wanted to scream, but I bit down on my lip so hard I tasted blood. I gripped the edge of that rusty table with both hands, my knuckles white, but I stayed quiet. I didn't want Kachi to think I was weak. I didn't want to cause a scene. I just wanted it to be over. When it was finally over, I felt empty. Not just physically, like something had been removed from inside me, but spiritually, emotionally, like something inside me had died, like a part of my soul had been sucked out along with that baby. Kachi took me home. He helped me to my bed, got me water and painkillers, even made me tea. He stayed for 2 hours, making sure I was comfortable. Then he said he had a meeting, an urgent work meeting he couldn't miss. "I'll check on you later, babe. Rest well. It's over now. We can move forward." And he left. That was the beginning of the end. 2 weeks after the abortion, things started getting weird. First, it was the dreams. Every night, without fail, I would see that baby girl again. But this time, she wasn't smiling. She was crying, screaming. Her face was twisted in pain and anger. And there was always this voice. I don't even know where it was coming from. It was like it was inside my head and outside at the same time, saying, "You killed me. You killed me. You killed me," over and over and over, like a broken record, like an accusation I couldn't escape. I would wake up in cold sweat, heart racing, gasping for air. Sometimes I would wake up crying. Sometimes I would wake up screaming. My neighbors probably thought I was going mad. I told myself it was just guilt, just my mind playing tricks on me. Psychological trauma from the procedure. Maybe I needed therapy. But then, things in my apartment started moving. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This is exactly what happened. I would leave my phone on the bed before going to shower. Come back 5 minutes later. It's on the floor across the room. I'd close the kitchen cabinets before going to bed. I'm particular like that. I hate open cabinets. Wake up in the morning. They are all wide open. Every single one. My TV would turn on by itself at exactly 3 a.m. every night. Just turn on. No remote. No timer. And it would be on static. That horrible white noise that makes your skin crawl. At first, I thought maybe my apartment had electrical issues. I called an electrician. The man checked everything. Wiring, sockets, everything. He said everything was fine. Then I thought maybe I was just forgetting things. Maybe I was so stressed and depressed. I was doing things without remembering. So I started paying closer attention. I would specifically note where I put things. I would take mental photographs. And still, things would move. I thought I was going mad, literally losing my mind. But the worst part, the absolute worst part, wasn't the supernatural things happening in my apartment. It was Kachi. After the abortion, that man changed. It was like he became a stranger overnight. Like that procedure didn't just remove a pregnancy, it removed whatever feelings he had for me. He stopped calling. Before, he'd call me every morning on his way to work, every evening when he was heading home. Now, nothing. I'll be the one calling him. He stopped coming over. Our apartment used to be like his second home. He had clothes in my wardrobe, toiletries in my bathroom. Now, he'd make excuses. I'm tired. I have a deadline. My guys want to hang out. When I'd call him, he'd be irritated, like I was disturbing his life. His tone would be cold, clipped, like he was talking to a stranger he didn't want to talk to. 1 month after the abortion, exactly 1 month, I remember because I was counting, he sent me a text, not even a call, a text. Chi, I think we need space. This whole thing has been a lot. I need to focus on myself. I hope you understand. Space? Space? This nigga convinced me to kill our baby, and now he needs space? After I went through all that pain, all that trauma for us, for our future, like he kept saying, now he wants space? I called him immediately. He didn't pick. I called again, again, again. On the sixth call, he answered, Kachi, what is this text? What space? What are you talking about? Chi, please, I need time to clear my head. This whole situation has been stressful for me too. Stressful for you? You? I'm the one who went through the procedure. I'm the one with nightmares every night. I'm the one. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This negative energy. I can't deal with it right now. Let's just take a break. And he hung up. He actually hung up on me. I drove to his house in Yaba that night. I didn't think. I didn't plan. I just got in my car and drove. I was crying so hard I could barely see the road. But I didn't care. I needed to see him, to talk to him face to face, to make him understand that he couldn't just abandon me like this. I got to his apartment around 10 p.m. I banged on his door like a mad woman, pounding, pounding, pounding. Kachi, open this door. I know you are in there. We need to talk. When he finally opened it, and he took his sweet time, you know what I saw? Another girl sitting on his couch in my spot, the spot where I used to sit when we'd watch movies together. She was wearing one of those silk bonnets, like she was comfortable, like she lived there. She had her legs tucked under her, like she owned the place. She looked at me with this confused, slightly annoyed expression, like I was the intruder. It didn't even look ashamed. It just looked annoyed, like I was the one causing problems. Chi, why you dey behave like this? I told you I need space. We are not together anymore. Move on. Move on. Move on. It's been 1 month. 1 month since you made me kill our baby, and now you have another girl in your house? The girl's eyes widened. She looked at Kachi like, what is she talking about? Chi, lower your voice. You're causing a scene. This is inappropriate. Inappropriate. I was inappropriate, not him, not what he did to me. Me. I slapped him right there in front of that girl, hard. My palm connected with his cheek with a sound that echoed in the hallway. His head turned from the impact. For a moment, everything was silent. Then I turned and walked away. I didn't run. I walked with whatever dignity I had left. I cried all the way home. Cried so hard, I nearly crashed my car on 3rd Mainland Bridge. I was swerving. Other cars were honking at me, but I couldn't see straight. The tears wouldn't stop. But the worst was still coming. The absolute worst. 1 month after Kachi dumped me, so 2 months after the abortion, I started feeling sick. Not regular sick. Something was wrong. Constant headaches that wouldn't go away no matter how many painkillers I took. Stomach pains that felt like someone was twisting my insides. Fever that came and went. Weird discharge. I ignored it for a week, thinking maybe it was just stress, just my body reacting to the emotional trauma. But it got worse. So I went to the hospital, a proper hospital this time, not some backyard clinic. I did tests, blood work, ultrasound, everything. The doctor called me into his office with this look on his face. That look doctors get when they have bad news and they are trying to figure out how to tell you. Miss Chisom, I'm afraid there were complications from your previous procedure. My heart sank. I knew. Even before he said it, I knew. There's significant scarring in your uterus, severe scarring, and we found an infection that spread to your fallopian tubes. It's quite advanced. You should have come in sooner. What? What does that mean, doctor? He took off his glasses and looked at me with pity. I hated that look. It means there's a very high possibility you may not be able to conceive naturally again. The damage is extensive. We'll need to start treatment immediately, antibiotics, possibly surgery to try to clear some of the scarring. But I have to be honest with you, Miss Chisom. The chances of natural conception are very, very low. We are talking maybe 5 to 10%. And even if you do conceive, the risk of miscarriage or ectopic pregnancy is extremely high because of the scarring. I couldn't breathe. The room was spinning. His voice sounded far away, like I was underwater. Are you telling me I can't have children? Ever? I'm saying it will be very difficult. IVF might be an option in the future, but even that has reduced success rates with this level of damage. I'm very sorry. I can't have children. Because of one backyard clinic, because I let Kachi pressure me, because I made one decision. I sat in that doctor's office for I don't know how long. He gave me pamphlets about treatment options, support groups, counseling services. I took them without looking at them. I called Kachi that night. I called him 17 times. I counted 17 times. He didn't pick up once. All the calls went to voicemail. So I sent him messages, long messages on WhatsApp, telling him what the doctor said, telling him about the infection, the scarring, the possibility that I might never have children, telling him that his discreet clinic destroyed my body. You know what he replied? Hours later, he replied with one message. That's unfortunate, but that's not my problem anymore. We are not together. Please stop contacting me. Move on with your life. That's unfortunate. Like I told him about bad traffic. Like I told him my phone screen cracked. Not his problem. The man who held my hand in that clinic. The man who promised we'd do things properly later. The man who said we'd have plenty of kids when the time was right. That man told me my possible infertility was not his problem. It's been 2 years now. 2 years since that abortion. 2 years since my life fell apart. And honestly, my life has never been the same. I don't think it ever will be. I lost my job. The depression, the sleepless nights, the constant hospital visits. I couldn't focus anymore. My work performance dropped. I would miss deadlines, forget meetings, make mistakes in campaigns. My boss was patient at first, tried to work with me, but eventually they had to let me go. They said it was restructuring, but I knew the truth. I lost my relationship. Obviously, Kachi and I are done, finished, over. Not that there was anything left to lose anyway. I lost my health. I'm still going through treatments, still going to the hospital every month for checkups, tests, procedures, still taking medications that make me nauseous, still spending money I don't have. I've blown through my savings, borrowed from friends, even took a loan, all hoping that maybe, just maybe, one day I can have a child. But deep down, I know. I can feel it. That possibility is getting smaller and smaller. But most painfully, most devastatingly, I lost myself. The Chisom from 2022, confident, ambitious, full of life, she's gone. I don't recognize the person I see in the mirror anymore. I've lost weight because I barely eat. I have permanent dark circles under my eyes because I can't sleep. I can't remember the last time I genuinely smiled. Every time I see a pregnant woman, I want to cry. Every single time. On the street, in the mall, on TV, on Instagram. Their round bellies, their glowing skin, the way they rub their stomachs. I want to cry. Every time I see a baby, I wonder. I wonder if my daughter would have looked like that. Would she have had my smile? Kachi's laugh? Would she have been tall or short? Smart or creative? What would I have named her? Every time I see Kachi's pictures on Instagram, because yes, I still check, even though I know I shouldn't, even though it hurts every time. I wonder if he even remembers, if he even thinks about it, if he ever feels anything. He's now engaged to that girl I saw that night, the one in the silk bonnet. They got engaged 6 months ago. The proposal was all over Instagram. Candlelit dinner on a yacht, photographer capturing every moment, expensive ring, her crying tears of joy. Their comment section was full of congratulations, people calling them couple goals. I wanted to comment. I wanted to tell everyone what kind of man he really is. But what would that make me? Bitter? Crazy? Jealous? So I just watched and wondered if he's told her, if she knows what we went through, if he'll do the same thing to her if she ever gets pregnant before he's ready. I went to see a prophet last year, Mama Comfort. She runs a small church somewhere in Ajar, near the Eco Bank. My colleague at my old job had mentioned her once.
Said she was gifted, could see things. I didn't tell her anything when I walked in, just said I needed prayer. She was leading a service, maybe 20 people in the congregation. When she saw me walk in and sit in the back row, she stopped mid-sentence. She pointed at me from across the room. You, the young lady in the blue dress, come here. I didn't even realize I was wearing a blue dress. Everyone turned to look at me. I wanted to disappear, but I walked to the front. She didn't even let me talk. The moment I got close to her, she closed her eyes and started praying in tongues. Then she stopped and looked at me with these piercing eyes. My daughter, you carry a heavy burden, a very heavy burden. A life that was cut short cries out. I see a baby girl. She is crying. She is calling for you. Until you make peace with what you've done, peace will not find you. Sleep will not find you. Joy will not find you. I burst into tears right there, in front of all those people. I couldn't help it, because she knew. She knew everything without me saying a word. She prayed for me. She told me I need to ask for forgiveness, not just from God, but from the spirit of that child. She said I need to have a ceremony, a spiritual cleansing. She gave me instructions, prayers to pray, things to do, a period of fasting. Some of you might think that's juju talk, village mentality, superstition, but me, I don't even know what to believe anymore. All I know is that I haven't had one day of peace since that day in Surulere. Not one day. The nightmares haven't stopped. The baby girl still comes to me in my dreams, still crying, still asking why. The paranormal things in my apartment have reduced, but every now and then, something will happen that reminds me I'm not alone. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your body. I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to judge anyone. God knows I'm the last person who should be preaching to anybody. I made my choice and I'm living with it every single day. But I'm here to tell you my truth. And my truth is this, that abortion destroyed my life. Not because abortion itself is evil, not because I'm anti-choice, not because I think women shouldn't have options, but because I did it for the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. I did it because I was scared. Scared of what people would think. Scared of disappointing my parents. Scared of losing Kachi. Scared of derailing my career. Scared of struggling financially. I did it because I was pressured by my boyfriend, by my best friend, by society's expectations, by the timelines I had created in my head for what my life should look like. I did it because I cared more about what people would think than what I actually wanted. I never asked myself the most important question. Chisom, what do you want? I let Kachi decide for me. I let my friends decide for me. I let society's expectations decide for me. I let fear decide for me. And now, I'm living with consequences that Kachi will never face. He's getting married, planning his future. He'll probably have children with her, with someone else. He'll be a father one day if that's what he wants. And he'll never think twice about what happened to me while I'm here, fighting for a chance to even conceive, spending every penny I have on treatments that might not work, dealing with the physical pain, the emotional trauma, the spiritual haunting. If you're watching this and you're in a similar situation, pregnant and scared, feeling pressured, not knowing what to do, please, I'm begging you, take a moment.
Just take a moment. Shut out all the noise. Shut out your boyfriend who's telling you what you should do. Shut out your friends who are giving you their opinions. Shut out your family and what they might think. Shut out social media and society's expectations. Shut out everything and ask yourself, what do I want? What do I truly, genuinely want? Not what's convenient, not what's easy, not what makes other people happy. What do I want? Maybe the answer is to keep the baby, even if it's hard. Maybe the answer is adoption, giving the child to someone who desperately wants to be a parent. Maybe the answer really is abortion, but it has to be your answer, not someone else's. Whatever decision you make sure it's yours. Make sure you can live with it because you're the one who's going to live with it, not your boyfriend who might leave you anyway, not your friends who will move on with their lives, not your family who will eventually get over their disappointment. You're the one who will carry that decision every single day for the rest of your life. So make sure it's a decision you made freely, with full information, with time to think, with support, with counseling if needed. Don't do what I did. Don't let anyone pressure you. Don't let fear drive you to make a choice you regret forever. And if you're someone who has already gone through this and you're struggling like me, I want you to know you're not alone. The shame, the guilt, the regret, the physical complications, the nightmares, the questions of what if, I feel it too, every single day, every single night. But we have to find a way to forgive ourselves. We have to find a way to heal. Because if we don't, this thing will eat us alive. It will consume us. It will take everything we have left. I'm trying. God knows I'm trying. Some days are better than others. Some days I can get out of bed, go about my day, maybe even smile at something. Other days, I can't move, can't breathe, can't think about anything except what I lost. I'm going to therapy now, twice a week. It helps a little. My therapist says I'm dealing with complicated grief, trauma, depression. She says healing is not linear, that there will be setbacks. She says I need to be patient with myself. I'm also trying to find purpose in my pain. That's why I'm sharing this story. If even one person watches this and makes a better choice than I did, or feels less alone in their pain, then maybe, just maybe, some good can come from this tragedy. I don't know if I'll ever fully heal. I don't know if the nightmares will ever stop completely. I don't know if I'll ever have children, though my doctor is trying a new treatment protocol that might improve my chances slightly. But I'm trying. Every day, I wake up and I try. I try to forgive myself. I try to forgive Kachi, even though he doesn't deserve it, because holding on to that anger is only hurting me. I try to forgive everyone who pressured me because they didn't know better, or maybe they thought they were helping. And I'm trying to find Chisom again, the real Chisom, not the Chisom who lived for other people's approval, not the Chisom who made decisions based on fear, but the Chisom who knows what she wants and has the courage to stand by it. I'm trying. Thank you for listening to my story. I know it was heavy. I know it was long. I know it probably wasn't easy to listen to, but it needed to be told. If this resonated with you in any way, please leave a comment below. Share your thoughts. Share your story if you feel comfortable. Sometimes, just knowing we are not alone makes all the difference in the world. Subscribe to this channel for more real African stories. No filter, no fakeness, no sugarcoating, just truth. Raw, painful, healing truth. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. And remember that no matter what mistakes you've made, you deserve a second chance. You deserve peace. You deserve healing. Until next time, this is Chisom and this is my truth. Thank you.